Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 5:30. I call the open school board meeting to order. On our agenda is the approval of minutes and our reports. Approval of minutes is the first thing.
Okay, I move to accept the minutes for February 1st, February 13th, February 20th, and February 29th.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Moss and seconded by Mr. Powers that we accept the approval of minutes. Those in favor show by show of hands. We're unanimous. Next thing is the approval of expenditures.
President, I have a moment.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say, looking at the minutes, 3 meetings in the month, I just want to say, thank you for your service. And all the things that you did in the month of February, so I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Approval of expenditures. I hope we all had, I didn't get my packet yesterday. I hope we all had a chance to look at them.
I make a motion that we accept the expenditures as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Haynes, seconded by Ms. Dickinson, that we accept the expenditures as printed. Those in favor show by show of hands. We're unanimous. Next thing is the superintendent's report.
So we have a few things on the agenda for the superintendent's report. I'll just highlight a few things. So in the fall, we did the super sub program with certified staff members. I think we had 4 or 5 certified staff members, essentially teachers in the classroom. Love that, obviously. And then in the spring, we've done classified staff members. So we've had secretarial staff, we've had certified or classified teachers in the pre-K situation, and just paraprofessionals throughout. And I just want to highlight something. So we have so many caring and wonderful adults in our system, and sometimes that narrative gets lost. It does. You know, when you have 315 people working in an organization, and then 2,300 kids and parents of kids, there's just a lot of adults around. There's a lot of personalities around. And I just want to say that I've just been really proud to be a part of this system, be a part of this organization, and it's truly great because of the people that we have in it. So just, shout out to all the folks who were a part of that program. In addition to that, we had the Magnet Fair. I saw some of you there at the Magnet Fair this past Saturday. And in general, the reason that we have a Magnet Fair is just to have parents who are leaving or kids who are leaving the 4th grade going to 5th grade to select their pathways and their choices. There's also other middle school students who participated. I think it was great for parents. I think it was great for kids as they had those opportunities to see the pathways. But I will take a liberty to say, I think it was especially wonderful for the staff members of each one of those campuses to see the through lines of some of the things that are going on all of our campuses. And I had more than 5 people come up to me there and then after the fact to say, I had no idea. I had no idea Lord Henry was doing that. That's really cool. I had no idea Apps was doing that. That's really cool. I had no idea that Yoga was doing that. That's a really cool thing to do. And more people have stopped me about the high school booth than I can count, talking about the, I'm trying to have the correct terminology here. So just basically the animal sciences program expansion and the birthing process for calves. Ms. Dickinson probably knows quite a bit about that, but just really loved the energy around Saturday, and just want to encourage you to continue to be a part of those programs. Take site visits on those campuses and see kids up close doing wonderful things, because it did my heart a lot of good. Because the last month or so, I have been dealing with a lot of adults and opinions and questions, and those are good things. You have to do that. But at the end of the day, it's all about kids and kids' experiences. And I'm telling you, I got emotional just walking around that place and being a part of it. So great things are happening in Hope Public Schools. It starts at the pre-K center and starts at Clinton and finishes at the high school, and just could not be more proud of the staff and the kids and the parents that we have in our system. So just wanted to take that liberty to say a little bit about that. 2 more updates and I'll be quick. The ABM's extension, so we are still working with ABM. They have already upped their wage to be comparable to where it should be. So I talked to Ramon Harris, who's the manager with ABM locally, and then the regional manager for ABM. That is going really well. So I think the report has been the staff members are receiving that wage increase and can feel kind of the love and the support from ABM, and and us advocating for that, so that's a good situation. The equipment is being updated across the entire district, so we have about 4 or 5 equipment pieces that need final updates. I think 2 or 3 of them have been finalized already. So Ramon is very hopeful that that will be fixed in the near future. We'll be good there. We're still working on the supply chain issues. However, we do have faith that that'll be fixed here after spring break. It's already been a little bit better, but they're finalizing something on the corporate side. So I just wanted to say, give you an update on that. We talked about it. Maurice isn't here today to talk about it, so I wanted to give you the update. That is going well, and we expect that could result in going into next year with that contract still at the price point that has been agreed upon, which is good for the district financially, is good for the service of the campuses, both aesthetically and just from a cleanliness standpoint. So all that's trending in the right direction. But if you have any questions on that, I can definitely entertain any questions you may have about that. Okay. And the last piece before we get to the other portions, I have a resolution that is not fluffy at the request of a board member here, but I just want to acknowledge the work of one of our board members who will be rotating off for this next cycle. So you'll see inside of your packet, I think you would do us well to have maybe a formal action vote on this. I could certainly read the resolution. It is hardly a page, much to the appreciation of the board member in question. So if anybody would like to read it, feel free. If not, I'll go right ahead. Okay. Certified copy of the resolution of the Hope Public School Board of Directors adopted at the regular board meeting March 12, 2024. Whereas the Board of Education of Hope Public Schools Board and HPS Arkansas met in regular session on March 12, 2024 at 5:30 at Hope High School in Hope, Arkansas. And whereas the board wishes to recognize and commemorate Ms. Linda Haynes' service to the students and staff of Hope Public Schools, and whereas Mrs. Haynes has served as a member of the Hope Public School Board of Education representing Zone 5 since 2015, and whereas in 2018, the Arkansas School Board Association recognized Ms. Haynes as an ASBA Master Board Member, and whereas Mrs. Haynes served as President of the Board from 2020 to 2023, and whereas during her years as a board member, Ms. Haynes has served honorably, providing wise and astute leadership as both a board member and board president, and whereas Ms. Linda Haynes has balanced her service to the district while continuing to serve the Hope community at large, and whereas Ms. Haynes has at all times as a board member faithfully worked for the best interest of all students, families, and employees of the school district, and now therefore be it resolved that the Hope Public School Board of Education hereby recognizes Linda Haynes for her service and dedication to public education in Hope, Arkansas, dated the 12th day of March, 2024. And the certification is on the back, and I just want to clap it up for Linda, for Ms. Haynes, and really just take a quick moment, and see if there's anybody on the board that just wants to say a thing or two, or if the board member in question wants to say a thing or two before we continue with our board meeting tonight.
I would like to thank Ms. Haynes for her service. I feel that as board president right behind her, and she left the board in a very good condition. There aren't many folks that can say that they went in behind somebody and things were better than what they deserve to be and what they should be. So thank you, Ms. Haynes, for your service. I really appreciate you, your friendship, and your professionalism.
I'd also like to thank Ms. Haynes for all the things that she's helped me with. I've worked with her only 2 years on the school board, but she's been very helpful to me and for me with several things. So, and I do appreciate your concern for our students. I think your concern and your well-being is for all of our students here at Hope Public School. Thank you so much for your service.
I too would like to thank you, Linda. I appreciate everything you've done for the Hope School District, for the Hope School Board, for our kids, and I've enjoyed working alongside you.
I want to add my personal thanks to you. As we all know, that Longhorn School Board It really takes a great deal of dedication and commitment. You were always very insightful, very smart, and certainly echoing what Dr. Crossley said earlier regarding in the end, it's all about children. And I certainly believe that was your first and foremost commitment throughout all those years. So thank you very much for all the outstanding years you gave to this community.
All right, I'll say my personal thanks as well. So I rotated in here 3 years ago as superintendent, and Ms. Haynes was the board president. And just through that process, you were so gracious with your time, with your planning, having time with me to understand the community better, and just really appreciate the work that you've done. Initially, with me as my personal thanks, but just to the community overall. There've been a lot of hard decisions that have come down the pike in the last 3 years, and you've always been very thoughtful, considered the students' best interest, and worked with the board members to build consensus. So could not ask for a better board member. I think we have a great board, and it's no exception that you've done a great job as an exemplary board member, and we miss you. So thank you, Ms. Haynes, for your dedication. And maybe a motion to approve the resolution would be in order.
I will make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Powers, second by Ms. Dixon, that we approve resolution from Ms. Haynes. Those in favor, show by show of hands.
All right, and it does not go without, or should not go without saying that every end comes with a beginning. So we have a wonderful board member rotating on, Coach Bill Hoagland. Mr. Coach Bill Hoagland will be rotating on the board in the month of April. Had a little bit of a sit-down conversation with him this morning. He was primed and ready to be a part of the board, and we look forward to his service. So if you're a community member, just know that we have a great board, and we'll continue to have a great board. And thank you for being here today. The next little bit is our Superintendent's Awards. So if you'll give us about 2 minutes, Mr. Hamilton and I will make our way to the podium. First up will be Hope High School.
Good evening. Our Student Superintendent Award for the month of March is James Artis. James is an outstanding student who carries himself with class and distinction. He helps both staff and students with a spirit of excellence. Our parent recipient is Terry Harding. Mr. Harding is a volunteer for our HHS Guys in Ties, and his commitment to mentoring our young men is greatly appreciated. Our certified staff members are Jeffrey Burton and Teresa James. These are our Hope High School assistant principals, and their hard work and dedication to the staff and students of HHS is unparalleled. Your leadership and unique strengths are integral in helping us shape a culture of excellence at Hope High School.
principals were surprised by their award today.
Our classified staff members are Sherry Mullins and Tamisha White. They are actually some of our long mainstay subs, and we just want to appreciate them for their unparalleled loyalty to Hope High School. You are always dependable and willing to fill in wherever we need you. Sherry Mullins and Tamisha. I was corrected, it's Tashima, not so pardon that mistake. Last but certainly not least is our, and Shelba, look here, that tells you how much. Oh goodness. Community member is Lance Hawley, and he was unable to be here tonight. But we want to appreciate him. Mr. Hawley is our media coverage. He brings media coverage to our HHS athletic program. And we want to thank him for his dedication to not only our campus, but Hempstead County. And those are our recipients.
Next up, we have CATS with Mr. Eric Darden, who is the director there, does a fantastic job. They present quarterly, so this is a big one. He's excited. Got his nice jacket on. I look forward to it. Mr. Darden.
Good evening. My February student award, superintendent's award for my student is Elizabeth Hayes. Elizabeth is always doing what she's supposed to do. She honors our expectations. She does not have to be reminded by the expectations. She's just a great student. I need about 30 more of her. The next superintendent's award is one of our parents, Miss Lisa Trotter. Miss Trotter is very supportive of dealing with her child, and she's always encouraging us teachers, and she always affirms the work that we do. The next award is the Certified Staff Award. Goes to Miss Luann Vance. Miss Vance is one of our adult cheerleaders. Y'all didn't know that Cats had a homecoming pep rally, and that was our star cheerleader right there. Miss Vance she's overworked and probably underpaid, because Miss Vance will deal with her kids 3 and 4 hours after work, opening up quizzes and all of that. If you don't know about CATS, CATS is a satellite campus. We teach Texarkana kids, we teach Star City kids. We broadcast out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Ms. Vance, she's always prepared. She's always in good cheer to do what we need to do as a great campus of team members. So just give her another applause. She's also my only coach. Next we have a classified staff member, Mr. Edric Lard. Mr. Lard, I made him my Cats basketball team coach, so he's going to help us with that one day when we get started. He always come when I ask him to come. He always supportive on encouraging the kids to do what's right. His presence makes it all right, even better up there at Cats. The next award goes to the community partner. Believe me, it's good to partner with Larry Johnson. We have a few kids that were challenged, and if I call Mr. Johnson, he helps me manage that very well. So we just thank him for his presence. He's always on campus, checking on kids, just making my job a little bit easier. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
I've only been retired a week.
We'll get next one. Go for it, Johnson.
Let's give all those recipients a round of applause. Thank you.
All right, next we have the Hope Academy of Public Service. Now we have a lot going on this week, so we have robotics competitions, we have these competitions. So Ms. Marks is headed that way now. So we have Ms. Terry Weinmiller, who's a instructional facilitator, who will be presenting on behalf of HAPS.
Our student superintendent award is Cheyenne Baker. Cheyenne is a hard worker and she's always polite to others and our staff. Next is our staff member, Viviana Gonzalez. Viviana is a first-year teacher and a graduate of Hope High School. She builds positive relationships with her students and creates a fun, innovative learning experience in her literacy classroom. Our classified staff is Nevaeh Clark. Ms. Clark shows care and concern to the students daily as she makes sure that everyone is well fed and has a variety of options in our cafeteria. And last, our community member is Main Street Cleaners. She sponsored our Hope Bots, and so she's at the state tournament with those students.
All right, next up we have your middle school represented by Principal Mike Redball. He is right in front row of the ring.
So I'm on my way to those same conferences. I got my traveling clothes on, sorry I don't have my jacket on tonight. But the first one that I would like to recognize is my student. This young man over the last year has taken such a lead role in everything that we do. He leads in the classroom. He is the weight room leader for the athletics team. Mentors kids at a school who might be straying. He rounds them up, pulls them in. I'm so proud of this young man. I cannot wait to see him fly as he gets to the high school. Jonathan Fisher. Next, our certified member, I believe this is her 46th year, and she goes out and she goes past everything that we need. She helps students during school. She helps students during her classrooms whenever we need to counsel students extra who are just not making it that day. She pulls them out, loves on them, helps them to get through the day, and she's never wavered in that. Erlene Gully. Classified personnel, just about the same thing that I can say for Ms. Gully, I can say for this gentleman. He stands ready to do everything that we ask him to do. He counsels young men, he counsels young girls, helps them get. He's that buffer between someone who's upset whenever they're upset, and he counsels them shows up early every day, and he stays late every day, and he does everything that the kids need him, not just what I ask, but he does what the kids need him to do. Jesse Zimmerman.
Mr. Andrews, formal and informal greeting both, coming and going is both, thank God. Thank God.
It always is. And our partner, we had kind of a rough hitch last week and had one of our school board members step out of the school board role and come to our school and help us get through that day easily. And unfortunately, he's not here, but I would like to recognize Jimmy Courtney. So I'd like to recognize him.
All right, I'll go again for your middle school and Principal Mike Randall. Next up, I think we have in the back, potentially we have Royal Henry Elementary School represented by Ms. Christy Sullivan. She's the counselor and does part-time dean of students over there as well. Same situation, Mr. Jones is at the robotics competition, I do believe. So, Ms. Sullivan, the floor is yours.
We have a list of students this month.
Okay.
And I know I saw a few of them. Asen Heron, I know he's out sick. Kylan Edwards. Davia Bradford, she's here. Christiana Carr. Journey Montesette. Anijah and Azaria are not here. Kamaya Roberts. And Honesty Easton. These kids were chosen by Mr. Jones for their hard work and dedication for their performance in the African American Extravaganza last month. Let's give them a big hand.
How about this? We'll give them to them in a moment. Okay, just come on through. Yeah.
Our parent is Miss Kendra Turner. She has pushed academic excellence for her daughter with everything she does. Her dedication to her daughter's success has helped her succeed in knowing all of her lines for the African American Extravaganza. Our certified staff member is Ms. Auburn Trotter. Her hard work and dedication for the African American Extravaganza to be a success, she spent countless hours at Burl Henry preparing our students for their parts and worked with our choir as well to learn all of their songs and all of their parts. Our classified staff member this month is Miss Kayla Jones, and she is also at the robotics conference, so we'll do that tomorrow. And our community member, Johnny Moore. For always being a call away to lend a hand and to help for any occasion for all of Hope Public Schools activities.
All right, clap it up for Burl Henry Elementary. Last but certainly not least, we have the pre-K, ABC pre-K and Clinton Primary. So we will reverse chronologically. Let's just go with CPS. Ashley Stewart, principal.
Our student of the month is Tamez Rogers. Tamez is a great classmate to all students. He is helpful to students and his teacher. He strives for excellence on a daily basis. Parent, Ms. Deanna Jacobs. Ms. Jacobs is a great parent-school partner. She positively supports her child and Clinton Primary School. Certified staff member, Tracy Delgado. Ms. Delgado provides targeted, individualized instruction to all members of her class. She promotes a positive environment in her classroom. Ms. Dorothy Wright is our classified staff member of the month. Ms. Wright is a positive role model for students. She engages students in individualized learning every day. Is Grace Life Fellowship. Thank you for donating to the Clinton Primary Food Pantry. You are making a difference in the lives of our students.
Last but not least,
the loudest one here. That's pre-K. We want to thank some of the school board members and Dr. Crossley for coming to pre-K. The kids loved it. I know Miss Brandon loved it, and we had a ball. We're a little loud, but we have a good time. Our student and parent are actually a pair. Emberly and Daphne Simmons, they were not able to be here. It's T-ball time, so we're busy. Yeah. Emberly works hard and shares and is a good friend with everyone. Daphne is always willing out to help her class out, so we appreciate them. Our lead staff member is Sherilyn Brandon. She is a seasoned teacher who is always willing to help out our new teachers. She cares about her students and their families. And she worked Dr. Crossley while he was at pre-K.
Works me, that's right.
Our classified staff member is Miss Destiny Fields, who was also unable to come tonight. She is a new member of our staff, but is definitely irreplaceable already. We really love the vibe that she brings to our hall. Our community helper is Our Lady of Good Hope parents. They feed us all the time. They like to keep us healthy there at preschool, so we appreciate them. Thank you.
All right, this is unpopular for the person receiving it, but we have Jeff Madlock in the audience. Okay, I know. All right. Jeff said you better not. I said I'm going to. Just please. So this is for Jeff Madlock. And so I will say this is not just me. This is more than just me. I'll give my perspective and then I'll read. Miss Eva Scott says that Jeff Madlock, he's amazing. He does a job well done every single time. There's not one phone call that she gives that you don't return and then provide the necessary support needed. I will say that I love working with Jeff. And many times we have our check-ins that are very formal, this is about the work, what we have to do. And then there's longer conversations about just the state of education in general. You know, Jeff is a master of many trades, and his band connection, his tech connection, his larger edu influence connection, just love working with him. A great man. And I just want you guys to see him and know he's been recognized by more than just me, many staff members. So thank you, Jeff. He also runs the board upstairs, so clap it up for that. Now, I don't think I have any more. I see a few community members in the audience. I hope we didn't miss anyone. Sometimes that happens, but is there anyone who's here for an award that is okay? I think we're good. Thank you again. I'll give you a reminder like I do every time. We do not exist as a school district without you, teachers, leaders, parents, staff members. Thank you all for being here and being you. You make our school district great. Thank you very much. As we're transitioning, myself, if you would come down for a presentation.
I'm not sure how we want to address this, so.
Yes, we'll have Mr. Hammond introduce it, and then I'll kick it off to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're at a point where we have calendar options for 2024, 2025.
Yes, sir. Per the last special board meeting, the board tasked the certified personnel policy to create an alternative calendar, which is what we did based on hours. And so you've received the copies of option 1 and option 2. This was put to a vote for the faculty and staff, and the ending results were 78% in favor of option 1 and the remaining for option 2. So at this point, our recommendation from Certified Personnel Policy would be to adopt the alternative calendar option 1 for the 24-25 school year. And if you have any particular questions regarding that, I would be happy to answer them. I will say this, with the alternative calendar, we're switching from days to hours, and the minimum hours would be 1068, which figures roughly about 171 days would be the minimum that you would have. Both of the calendar options exceed that amount. Option 1 has 1,088 hours, and option 2 had 1,101.5 hours. We felt like this was a really good compromise between the traditional and the hybrid model, giving us kind of that transition period to switch over from a model that gave us more flexibility than the standard without going all in on the hybrid, since it's so new, and we felt like there was still a lot of discussion and groundwork that had to be laid before not only the school but our community was ready for something like that. So as the committee worked on this, we felt very comfortable with this compromise.
You anticipate a problem when the clearance is starting on the 12th?
So that will be 2 days, so the board meeting will be 2 days. The state board, they have batch approved other waivers. I think they will also, I give you the impression they will batch approve these as well. I do not think it'll be a problem. It's more than just us that are applying for this particular waiver. And just as a side note, working with PPC on this really was great and fun. We had a pretty good half-day session on this, working out the minutes, the hours, and asking questions back and forth, and felt like we came to a good place. Either option would have been fine. I could have co-signed either option. PPC worked through really diligently on that, so just want to commend the PPC's work that they did.
I like the way you put the breaks in there with, a 3 or 4 day weekend there. So hopefully that will help.
Thank you, and we appreciate the opportunity to have that, because this was one of the issues that we were, it came up time and time again from faculty and staff asking for that. So it was a way that we could kind of meet them part way, and it should benefit everyone, not just the teachers, but everyone involved.
And just maybe some side notes, since we have Ms. Silk here as well. So 3 inclement weather days are kind of baked in there, and then on the tail end, we also have an extra day in April, and then technically an extra day in February. So depending on what that inclement weather day is, we can make a modification or adjustment up to 5 built-in days technically. We're adjusting over to minutes for kids. Obviously that doesn't apply to teachers. Teachers are on the 190-day contract piece anyway. But the way that this works out, there's those 3 days built in. And as we mentioned before, in the special board meeting, some opportunities to build in those kind of extended weekend breaks, not the full week break. We also have, what amounts to a relatively normal summer situation where students come back to school on the 12th of August. So again, I think if you want to call it a compromise, that's fine. I can live with that, but a pretty good compromise in the middle as we work toward future years.
Right, we tried to protect summer since it was going to be that kind of a drastic change, and since people have already been making plans since last summer for this summer. So we protected that time in June and July as much as possible. And like Dr. Crossley said, option 1 has 3 days built in, option 2 did not. The biggest changes were going to be some of the time off during the year. And the end date for teachers, and it was just a couple days, so they're very, very similar.
And then a positive with that is exactly, Ms. Silva is spot on. So the end date, you'll see at the very end there, takes into account some additional transition that may require for the reconfiguration of the middle schools, so allowing some contract time for folks to be able to make that adjustment more smooth.
Mr. President, I move that we adopt the alternate calendar presented to us as option 1 for the 24-25 school year.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Powers, seconded by Ms. Haynes, that we accept option 1 of the alternate calendar. Ms. Self, before you walk off, thank you so very much. You made a statement at the special board meeting, said teachers rise to the occasion. Thank you. Thank you for all that y'all do, all that everyone of you do. Thank you. Moved by Mr. Powers, seconded by Ms. Haynes, that we accept option 1. Those in favor, show by show of hands. And we have unanimous vote. Next on the agenda is the book nook.
All right, so this was a little bit of a late addition, only because I just wanted to, what is considered a belt and suspenders approach to approval sometimes. So we have a belt on with this, but I wanted to provide some suspenders as well. So this is for the state grant that we have for high impact tutoring. The state has an approved list of high impact tutors. This is costing the district $0 additional dollars. This is all coming from the state grant. And so it's around 100 kids that have been identified for the grade levels at Burl Henry is the one we're looking at first. Before we really started implementing that, I just wanted you guys to have a chance to look at that, know about it, be aware of it, and approve it as well. It has already been approved by the Arkansas Department of Education, and we are one of, I forget how many districts received this funding, but it was quite a few dozen received this award.
It's a year-to-year grant.
Right, so this is the pilot grant, so this will be for this year and following the results up through the summer. And then we believe there will be additional partnership money available next year, but this really just is for this year to get it off the ground. And so this, just a little bit of background on this, one of the state's initiatives and focus areas in LEARNS is around high impact tutoring. And even before LEARNS, there was some conversation about high impact tutoring. And so that's what this is. This is that coming to fruition and state money being allocated for that initiative and us participating in that state initiative.
You've heard from Dr. Crosby. I'm entertaining a motion as to acceptance or non-acceptance of this.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Powers, seconded by Ms. Dickinson, that we accept the book nook estimate. Those in favor, show by show of hands. And it's approved. Next on the agenda is school choice applications.
So we could do them batch if we all agree. If we need to separate them, we can. I've talked to parents in these situations, and it's much of it is familial in nature. I don't really see an issue with this, especially in the new reality that we have around school choice. So I recommend approval.
Can we do it individually, or can we just batch them together?
You can batch them if we agree. That should be fine. If we have any issue or discussion, I would recommend separating them.
I move that we accept the school choice applications presented to us.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Moss, seconded by Ms. Dickinson, that we accept the school choice applications. Those in favor, show by show of hands. Next on the agenda is a personnel packet, March personnel packet.
So this is, in terms of action items of new hires, we don't have any new hires on this. There's just really notification of resignations or retirements and those sorts of things. I would just, as an aside, say we're already working on job postings, replacements, staffing numbers for all 4 of these positions, whether it's at the end of this year We're starting next school year. We feel like we'll be in good shape for all of these. The next board meeting in April, you may have some new hires for this year, but you will start to see job postings for next school year. So it's kind of an FYI for you guys. If you see things popping up that says school year 24-25, we are squarely in that time now where we have our letters of intent back and we know kind of who's retiring, who's resigning, generally speaking. We're aware that sometimes people make those decisions later on in the year, and we get that. And so as long as it's in accordance with policy and timelines according to policy, we'll take those as they come. But if you have any discussion around personal packet individually or specifically, I would recommend executive session. But if there's any general questions, we could take it at open.
I have a general question. Are these resignations immediate or at the end of the school year, or is each one different?
These are in the school year. All these are in the school year. Retirements or resignations.
That was my question.
Case, and I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we accept personnel packet as presented.
It's been moved by Ms. Dickinson, seconded by Ms. Moss, that we accept the personnel packet as printed. Those in favor, show by a show of hands. And we have unanimous. We don't have anything else before the board.
I think Danny Gilbert, do you have something? Okay, then we're good.
If we don't have anything else before the board, I consider us adjourned.